In-house production.
All right, everybody, welcome to episode 7, lucky number 7. Lucky number 7. We on episode 7 of Giving Away Game podcast, starring myself, Paul Williams, and I'm here with my co-host.
You know, it's your boy King PRV, one half of the Giving Away Game podcast. Please make sure you check out my website, perfectvictoryseo.com, for all things me, for my social media pages, for booking me for events, bar mitzvahs, weddings, trap house, whatever you need. I got you.
Funerals.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And please make sure you check out my website too. When you go on there, success story, man, for my clothing line. You know what I'm saying? Scroll down, check it out, hit the link, get your merch, man. We doing big things out here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So today we're gonna be a little unconventional.
Yeah.
Usually we kind of structure on our episodes. We talk about some things. We usually ask 3 questions on a certain topic. But today, we here for the viewers. We go review some comments that were made on some of our previous episodes, and we go talk about them. We go discuss them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, in episode 4, we talked about cheating, and that episode seemed to ruffle some feathers.
Right.
Seemed to ruffle some feathers.
Which I knew.
So, right, of course. So we got some comments from those episodes, and I'm gonna read some of those comments. Of course, I'm not going to disclose who wrote them or anything like that, but you'll know if it's your comment. Of course,
you know it's you.
Yeah, you'll know it's you.
Yeah.
So in the episode, we talked about, like I said, we talked about cheating, and we asked the question: can you love somebody? I think it was, can you truly love somebody and still cheat on them?
Okay.
And we both said yes, that you can. Right? So people didn't like that.
Of course.
People didn't like that. You know what I mean? They did not like that. So, but I had somebody ask me like that. They said that we didn't specify as far as love or in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just kind of said, that you can love somebody and still cheat on them. But to me, saying truly love, it's like being in love. You know what I'm saying? So, and I do think that you can be in love with somebody and still cheat on them. You agree?
I mean, yeah. This whole like love and in love. I understand that it is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if in love is what we've all been told and shown it is, I can see how somebody will feel like there's no way you can cheat on somebody, because we all been raised and or seen. Hollywood makes things like seem like this is the generalized, universal way of what in love looks like.
Exactly.
For everybody living. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we all been programmed to believe. If you in love with somebody, or if you just love somebody, these are things you don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so people feel like you can't go against these 10
criteria,
to 20 commandments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That these are things you can't do. You know what I'm saying? But people, that's not the real world. You know what I'm saying? The real world is not Disney. It ain't Nickelodeon. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what New Line Cinema said. Right. It ain't what Oprah on the OWN network said. It ain't what the Tyler Perry movies and plays been showing you. Like, people are human. Mm-hmm. You make mistakes. Things happen. Seasons change. Like, there are many, bumps and bruises, you know what I'm saying, in relationships. Like, so in the midst of those rough travels along your journey of being in love or in a relationship period, you're going to go through moments where you're going to veer from the path, you know what I'm saying, of what you're supposed to be going down. You go turn to the side and see what's going outside this window. You go outside that window. You might stop the car and get out of your relationship and get in the car with somebody else. It just may happen. And that doesn't mean that you don't love the person that you with. You just make mistakes. Now, is cheating a big mistake?
Or the biggest?
Yes. Or the biggest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Betrayal is the top thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand that people feel like that's just the cardinal rule. With cheating, you can't do.
Yeah.
You can lie, cheat. I mean, you can
no
lie, steal.
There's no way you can cheat.
You
if
can't
in love.
cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, but things happen. I mean, I've heard people who get into it. That they both say they love each other and they get into an argument and it got physical. Like, from what Hollywood say is, if you love somebody, you could never get physical with them, or you could never curse somebody out or yell at them or walk away or step. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, that's what movies and music have told you. Like, this is what it's supposed to look like. So you think like, this is what it is. This is what my mama said it is. This is what it is. Like, your mama might not know either. Like, she grew up on Luther Vandross and the psychedelic,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Funkadelic,
you know what I'm saying? So she's just going off what somebody told her, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and even then, like, love in the 60s and 70s ain't the same as the love in, you know what I'm saying, 90s and 2000s.
Right.
Women ain't the same, men ain't the same, you know what I'm saying? So
life ain't the same.
Life ain't the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, social media make things way easier and way harder, you know what I'm saying? For relationships, period, you know what I'm saying? Like, it make it easier to you know what I'm saying, make one, but to keep one it'd be hard messing with social media, you know what I'm saying? So like that makes it different. So like I said, like I believe you can cheat. Now, should you do it? No, but I do believe like it can happen. Indiscretions can happen in relationships, like whether big or small. You know what I'm saying? Like,
whether it's love, in love, however you want to word it. Because I talked to somebody, you know, somebody called me about this topic, and we talked about it, and what I told them is love is different for everybody. Right. Love and in love. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you have people who are married and they get paid and they go out and they gamble their whole check away. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, now they can't pay their bills, or they can't take care of home. And, you know, of course, like, to somebody who don't do that type of stuff, we looking at be like, man, there's no way that they love they wife. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you can't tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell them that they don't love their wife just because they go out and gamble. Yeah, because emotions, you could separate the two. You can separate gambling and the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Versus love. And even in situations where there may be abuse in the home. Now, I mean, of course, I know that's a sensitive subject, but I'm just saying, like, people who, you know, abuse their mates, and I'm speaking, you know, of experience, like, as far like I've never, you know, like, hit a woman in my life, but I know people who have, and I grew up in a abusive home, not so much physically abusive, but an abusive home. So I know that you can't tell those people that are abusive to their mates that they don't love them. You know what I'm saying? That they're not madly in love with their mate. Right. Now, like I say, to somebody like me or you, or somebody who didn't grow up in that environment, of course we're looking at it like there's no way that they, you know what I'm saying? There's no way they love their mate if you would hurt them like that. Mm-hmm. But if that's what love is to them, or being in love is to them, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are we to, you know, to tell them that they don't love this person? Right. You know, even people who go so far, you know, as to kill. You know what I mean? Like they say that, you know, like, you either love somebody enough to kill them, you know what I'm saying? Like, like that's a phrase basically. They love them enough to kill, you know, until they kill them. You know, and of course, like, to me that's asinine, but to them, you know, I can't say that for them.
That's how they express their love.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So love is different for everybody. Being in love is different for everybody. So there is no generalized, this is what in love is, or this is what love is. I think it's like a universal standard, like everybody, and that's not. It's literally different for every individual. Now, of course, you know, they have some commonalities to it. You know what I mean? But as a whole, it's different for every individual. Right. So I'm gonna read one of these comments. All right. So. All right. If it'll come up. There we go. So, one of the comments says, How is it ever the other person's fault that got cheated on? If you're not happy, you can leave. It's never the other person's fault, regardless of your feelings, what you were or wasn't getting from them, etc. That's this generation's problem nowadays. Nobody takes into consideration how easily it is to mess up somebody else's mental by the smallest everyday decisions a person can make. Now, I believe in that episode we talked about how, you know, if you cheat, it could be because you're not getting something. It could be something that you're missing from home. I don't think we ever said that it's that person's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we ever was like, you know, if I cheat on my wife, it's my wife's fault.
I'll take it like we might have inferred it.
Okay.
We might have implied it. So
that's not what we did, though.
So I can see if somebody said like, okay, you know, they try to blame the other person for that person cheating. Now, I inferred it for a reason. And when I inferred it, I think I put examples in when I said it, because I feel like if you're not getting something from somewhere, like your natural human instinct is to get it.
Or at least to seek it out.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And having ties and familiarity with somebody, like, you're not going to leave this person because you do love that person, because you've grown to love that person, but you're not getting that 10 to 20 or 30% of what you need to feel fulfilled in their relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might not even know what it is, or you might know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, people feel like they can just communicate their well, and like we said in episode 1 or 2, everybody don't know how to have conversations.
Yes.
And everybody don't know how to express what they feel at a certain time. How do you walk up to your girl or your man and say, you don't make me happy?
Right.
You know that's going to hurt your mate. You know that. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to get those words out without hurting your mate. If you love your mate enough, you will not do it. You will have to be at an advanced level of communication in your relationship, and everybody is not there. Especially when you're 20 years old, especially when you're 25. You don't even get to real good conversation wise in your relationship until you like 35, 40. And that's when you like mature and you at a point where you just like, look, I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. You got to like it or not like it. But when you're 20 years old, you understand like saying something that's gonna hurt your mate or possibly like damage your relationship. You are gonna think twice, 3 times, 10 times before you do it. And by the 10th time you think about going that far to hurt your mate in any way, shape, or form, you probably are most likely not going to do it. Which then you go sit in a relationship and you go find some other way to satisfy that need that you have, or you go sit there and suffer in silence.
Because like, how do you tell your mate that they don't satisfy you? You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to do it.
You know what I mean? Like, and even if you bring it to them as far as like, hey babe, let's try this. You know, like if you're talking about in the bedroom, let's try this, or let's try that, and they'd be like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or even if they tried and it's not what you thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So how do you go and be like, you just don't do it for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like how do you do that? Right. How do you do that?
And people feel and the thing about that is women think it's that easy.
Yeah.
Women think it's just like, oh, all you gotta do is do this, and it's
all you gotta do is say it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And they know you've been in a situation where somebody probably have told that woman something and you didn't like it, regardless if it was the truth or it was a lie or whatever. You didn't like it. Your man know who you are. He know what you respond to. Yeah. He know if he leave the toilet seat up, you cuss. So if he know if I leave the toilet seat up, you go cuss. I know if I tell you don't satisfy me 100% in bed, you are going to be pissed.
Right.
That is a direct ego punch in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a part of relationship. Like, that's sometimes that sex is like 30 to 40% of the relationship. If you tell somebody like 30-40% is not even 10, what are you supposed to do?
Man,
I love you to death, and I'm supposed to leave you just because you don't like. People don't know how to compromise that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
No, again, we not saying that it's their fault. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not your fault that I go out and cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? But it is it. Well, I'm not gonna say it is, but sometimes it can be because there's something I'm not getting from you. Right. Now that doesn't make me right. You know what I'm saying? Of course I'm wrong. I'm 200% wrong.
Ethically,
you know what I mean?
Wrong.
But it doesn't mean I don't love you either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It does not mean I don't love you.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, when you get to the point where you sloppy and you don't care, you know what I'm saying, and you basically like flaunting your relation, you know what I'm saying, like your indiscretions, then that's when you probably at the point now where you don't love that person no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think women realize that, you know, most of the time that men lie, it's because they really are trying to spread their feelings. Hey, now that's not right. We're not saying it's right.
It's not right.
We're not saying it's right.
That's why I say, like, women need to understand, like, men are human.
Yeah.
Like, people be putting these like robot like things on men, like feeling like if we not this, then we are just like the scum. Like,
right.
So, like, I always refer back to this, like the movie Baby Boy. It's probably that movie should be like showing people for like therapy. Like, they should start with that movie first, because you need to get the ground level of a supposedly toxic relationship of a man who just cheats on the whim. But it was a scene, I know everybody knows this scene, where she was like, what's her girl name? What was her name? Yvette, yeah. Yvette was like, tell me the truth, Jody, tell me. He was like, look, girl, you don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to hear, let's just go in here and eat. You don't want to hear the truth. She kept saying, no, tell me the truth. He was like, look, girl, I love you to this and that. She was like, look, if you love me, you wouldn't cheat on me. Look, tell me the truth. Or you cheating. Boom, he told her, hey, yeah, like, I love you, but yeah, I fuck different chicks from time to time. I don't know why I do what I just do. Now, that's the truth for your ass. Now, that's what he said. Now, when he told her that, she was heartbroken. Even knowing he was cheating, she was heartbroken about it. So then, like, he knew he loved her. He loved her. He even said, I love you, girl, you gonna be my wife. Before he even said it, I love you, girl, you gonna be my wife
one day.
So that let you know he loved her to death. It was just that part of him that cheats was just his indiscretion in his relationship. He took care of everything for a girl, though. Bought her, took care of the son, had her fixed her car up, got her rims, was helping with the bills. He was doing everything. You know what I'm saying? And when he was living with her, he was doing all that. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to take care of his family. You know what I'm saying? So his cheating was his bad part. You know what I'm saying? And he
wasn't right for it.
He wasn't right for it, but he told her, look, I lie to you because I care about your feelings. Them other tricks, I tell them the truth because I don't care.
Yeah.
That was the realest thing I've ever heard, like, on movies before. Like, because he pretty much put it in words of what men have been feeling for like years, but didn't know how to like to really say it. Like, hey, look, I do love you. I do this, but I do love you though. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of me that's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And even after, like, so that movie that was a great reference,
but
because
just that scene was powerful.
Well, yes, that scene was, but I'm saying even going past that. So think of, so after he found out she was messing with Snoop. Right. You know, like, you see how pissed he was, right? Mm-hmm. So then she comes to the house and he like, you know, she like, I can't get him out of my house, and he like, oh, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? Which that was selfish of him, especially because you getting mad at her for what she doing after what you was doing all this time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was acting like he didn't love her, they wasn't vibing or whatever. But you see, in the end though, he was still willing to die for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't no killer. You know what I'm saying? But he was like going to kill this man. He was like willing to die for her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's some realness.
That's what I'm saying. But see, what I think about, like, a woman will see the same things we's looking at and will see it totally different. They'll see that man ready to die for her on film, but it'd be like, yeah, but he was a dog though, so he cheated on her all the time. They will use that and discredit everything else he do for her and say he don't love her.
Which is, like, he was, like, you know, like, of course there's no way, like, we're not justifying the cheating. You know, like, he was wrong for the cheating, but the cheating ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, like we saying. he cheated, but he clearly loved her. He clearly loved her.
Right,
and
clearly.
and I would venture that most, I would say 95% of women, especially like around our age, have been cheated on before in their life. You know what I'm saying? And have forgiven that, at least one time that somebody cheated on them. So why did you forgive? You forgave because you thought that they loved you, or you knew that they loved you, but they was a cheater.
But you know what I'm saying? But that was the thing, right?
Okay, so that same comment, the same person that wrote that comment, she also wrote, "Nobody holding a gun to nobody's head to make them stay. If you're unhappy enough to go cheat, then you should have the balls to end the relationship before doing that to begin with." Now, I understand what you're saying, but that's not reality. That's not reality. Ain't nobody just go come and be like, "Okay, I don't love you no more. I'm ready to cheat. It's over." You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, it's just. I agree. It may happen.
If a dude tell you, if that happens, if a man come and tell you that, I'm saying, if a man tell you, "Look, hey, I'm about to get ready to cheat on you. I don't know why, but I'm finna go cheat on you. I'm out. This is over. I'm done." If a man is brave enough to come and tell you something like that, he never loves you ever. Like, he was just waiting for the moment. He got drunk and high enough to get enough courage to be like, "I done thought my words. It's over." You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna have the possibility to have that type of courage, or you never just didn't care. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Jody said, I tell everybody else the truth because I don't care about them. So whatever I tell them, look, I got a wife, I got a girl. What's up? You down with her now? Cool. But my girl, you go lie to her. Like, you go do it. You lie to protect her feelings because you love her enough to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You love
it's a slippery slope, but it is what it is. Like, I know women be like, that it can't be like that, but that's how it is. Like, the world is ruled by the devil, man. Like, and that nigga is strong. Like, hey, it's that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can definitely love somebody. You can definitely be in love with somebody and cheat on them. That does not make it right. That does not make it that person's fault. But it happens. Like, I thought I was in love with this girl at one time. And to this day, I'm still not completely sure if I was or if I wasn't. I know I loved her. You know what I mean? But I'm not totally sure I was in love with her. But I was cheating on her every chance I got. You know what I'm saying? But that's just I don't know. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
You go hurt somebody you love. Yeah. Man. It's like you can't be in a relationship and not hurt. Even if it ain't cheating, you go find some way to hurt somebody, man. And that person who you hurt go look at you like, "How can you hurt me? I thought you loved me." Like, just go come up. Like, it happens. Like, you go do it. Like,
and hey, we here for the truth. We told y'all that episode 1. Like, we ain't sugarcoating. We ain't here to lie to you. We ain't here to try to protect nobody's feelings. Like, this is raw and uncut. Like, this is how it is. This is what it is. That's why it's called giving away game. Like, we probably saying stuff that we shouldn't even say. We probably breaking some codes or something.
I broke several codes.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I broke feelings in episode 1 and 2.
Right.
I had to answer for.
Yeah.
So, but even with, like, man, it's just.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the next comment. So, somebody else said, this is a different person, says, "I'm really trying to keep this constructive. There is no way in hell you can truly love someone and cheat on them. No way. If you think it's possible, then you do not know what true love is. Love will stop you from cheating." That is 200% incorrect. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I understand for the most part that it may be. Like, for the most part, that may be true. And for a mature person, it's probably true 98% of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we all know that everybody is not mature in relationships. You know what I'm saying? So it can be your first love that you've loved your whole life. You know what I mean? But if things get stale, or it could be your fault. Like it can be the man's fault. It can be the cheater's fault. Whether that's the man or the woman. You know what I'm saying? It can even be your fault. But that doesn't mean that you don't love that person or that you're not in love with that person and you go out and you cheat or you do whatever. Like it sucks, but it is what it is.
I have a question. If people claim that if you cheat you couldn't love the person you with, but that person cheats, they come home or stay in a relationship, then what is it called? What is the call then?
Yeah.
So like, what would you call it then?
Is it just not love? Because I think
what is it?
That's
like,
how most people put it. It's you just ain't in love with them.
So what is it then? So what do you? So if I'm married, I'll go out and hit 10 chicks that come home to my wife. What would it be called? Be just fulfilling my duty as a husband? Like me coming home is the love part. I'm coming home because it's home. Home is where the heart is. Home is wherever. Like you coming home for a reason. Even a straight dog goes out, but then he know where home is. He know where the real love is.
Because you don't have to come home.
You don't have to come home.
You don't have to.
And if a man leave and don't come home, you know what it is.
Yeah.
We got many stories of
kids being out all night.
Yeah. I'm talking about even like if kids be like, yeah, my dad was gonna get cigarettes, he never came home. He didn't love your mama.
Yeah.
That's why he never came home. Because if he actually loved her or loved his kid, he would have came home. Yeah. Like he had no emotional attachment to the kid or your mama, his girl or whatever. That's why he never came home. When you come home, that is a clear indication that there is something much more than just an obligation.
Yeah, that's some kind of love.
You know what I'm saying? It gotta be something.
Even if it ain't the love that you think it should be, you know what I'm saying? Or, the love that you would necessarily agree with, but it gotta be some kind of love there. You know what I mean? So along these guidelines, I have a question. Since we talking about cheating and being, faithful and being monogamous and all that type of stuff. So, I heard this question on a podcast. It's the Dead Ass. It's called Dead Ass. Dead Ass podcast with DeVal and Kadeem. Right? DeVal and Kadeem dope too. DeVal is hilarious. Dude be having me weak. But anyway, so he asked the question. He was like, if sex in a marriage can be a chore, or sex in a relationship can be a chore, why do women push monogamy on men? Right? I mean, when I heard that, I was like, wow, like that's deep. You know what I mean? So now I have a story with that though. So when I first started working at GM, like it was like within my first week there, they put me on this job with this older guy. He was like in his 50s or 60s at the time, right? And he told me this story. Like he was training me on the job, and he was just asking me some questions. I was engaged at the time. He was just asking me, do I have kids? Am I married? All that type of stuff. So when I told him I was engaged, he was like, listen, he was like, I'm gonna give you some words of advice. He was like, before you get married, make sure you know your partner. Make sure you do your homework, right? So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, like, what you mean though? Man, I'll never forget this conversation. It was like it was yesterday. Like, so he told me the story about how he was high school sweethearts with this girl, right? They end up getting married. They got married in their 20s. So within a year or two of them getting married, she developed a condition. I think it's called endometriosis, where it's painful for a woman to have intercourse, right? So, and it was bad for her, So he was saying that like, it was like real painful for her, but she would still try, for him, you know what I mean? And he was like, of course that made him feel super loved, because although it was painful for her, she would still try for him. She would do other things, you know what I'm saying? But in the midst of them, doing it, like he could tell that it was painful for her. Sometimes she would cry. So he was like, of course he couldn't get no enjoyment out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he know he hurting his wife. So after a while, they basically stopped. They just, they stopped doing it. She stopped doing other things. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where they had went some years. I don't remember how many years he said. They had went some years with no interaction, like with no physical interaction, basically, right? So he was like, the doctors had like prescribed some medicine or like did some, like gave her some kind of treatment or something that would help it, you know. And at first she was doing it, but then she stopped, you know. So he was like, you know, when she stopped, it kind of made him a little resentful, because he like, you know, why would you stop if this could help your condition, you know. He was like I said at the time, he was like in his 20s, so you know, like he still be wanting to do it and stuff, like, you know what I mean. So, and he feeling like, you know, you kind of giving up already. She was in her 20s too. I think he said they was like the same age, like their birthdays was like in the same month or something like that. So like I say, he kind of grew resentful. This went on for, you know, even like I say, some years where they wasn't doing it. They wasn't doing nothing, basically, like literally nothing. And he was just saying, like, you know, as time went on, like he would kind of withdraw more and more and more and more, because, you know, like he didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he said like he would try to get her help, and you know, he tried all this type of stuff. So he said one day he came to her with like, hey, what you think about allowing me to step out? Which I was like, wow, like that was brave for him to even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but he was like, he didn't know what else to do. So he brought that to her, and he said she was appalled. Like, she basically had a fit about it, right? So he was like, you know, he was like, it wasn't even that she said no. He said it was like her reaction to it, like how appalled she was about it. You know, like that she felt like it was like ridiculous for him to even think that. But you know, in his mind, he thinking like, you know, this is my way of trying to keep from doing something behind your back, you know, because otherwise you basically expecting me to go the rest of my life without doing it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So, and I felt him on that. So he said after a while, of course, it got to the point where he stepped out. You know what I'm saying? So he said he saw messing with this woman, and the woman was married too, right? So I don't know what was going on with that lady and her husband, but she was married. Like I say, he was married. They was messing around. He said like she was the only person that he was messing with. He was like, you know, he still loved his wife. You know, as far as he knew, the lady still loved her husband. You know, this is just what they did because of whatever was going on at home. So, you know, he said that went on with her for a couple of years, and he was like, it would only be once, maybe twice a month at the most. Excuse me. You know, like it would only be once or twice a month, you know. And he said, you know, and he would still like talk to his wife about like allowing him to step out, or, you know, just trying to do something to get this to work, you know. And after a while, he said he kind of got to the point where he didn't care no more. You know what I mean? And so, you know, she ended up finding out. I don't remember how he said she found out, but she ended up finding out, and they ended up getting a divorce. You know, so, you know, he was like, you know, he loved her. He still wanted to be with her. You know, he, you know, tried to fight. You know, still kind of fight for it. You know, he was like, once she got to the point where she found out, and he realized that she was going like divorce him. You know, he had told her that, you know, he would end it with old girl and, you know, everything like that. But you know, she felt too betrayed, so they ended up getting a divorce. So he ended up being remarried, and by this time, he had been married again for like 15, 20 years, something like that. Like I said, I think he was in like his late 50s, early 60s, something like that. So he said, like, even after him and his wife had been divorced for a while, like, you know, they kind of tried to rekindle, but it, you know, it didn't work out. So I never forget that story, because, you know, I understand that that's kind of an extreme case with what happened to her and everything, but it definitely made me understand that you can truly love somebody, but if it's something that you're not getting, you know what I mean? And in that case, it was sex, you know what I mean? And
it was everything. It probably was,
well, yeah,
it was just the sex. It was the affection,
intimacy, all of that.
All of that. So that was something he needed that he wasn't getting.
Yeah, because sometimes women, I don't know why women feel like men don't need affection or don't need physical contact. Like even like for men, it ain't all about sex all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for some reason, some women think that it is, but it's not. But like I say, it made me realize, it kind of opened my eyes to some things. Like, like the whole situation was deep. You know what I mean? And the fact that he just met me and he like told me this whole story. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I was listening like I was watching, a movie or something. You know what I'm saying?
Though, man. Old people should give you that kind of there, man. That's something.
So that's a perfect example of somebody loving or being in love with a mate, wife, whatever you want to call it, and cheat for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he said, he literally tried everything he could to rectify the situation. You know what I'm saying? To get to some other outcome than what it got to. Mm-hmm. But
she didn't get him. Yeah. She wouldn't give him. She was too selfish to give him either the blessing or she was too selfish. I mean,
whatever.
She whatever it was, like. So at that point, with them, like when people say like he could just came and told, you could come and say something before you cheat. That's an example where he actually did that.
Yeah.
Most men would have did that.
Yeah.
Because they would have felt a certain way about hurting their mate, in which he hurt her, and she didn't give him the best. She must have said, "Nah, that ain't cool."
Yeah.
But at some point, you're not giving your husband something that he needs as a man, as your husband,
as a human.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not fulfilling your wifely duties to your husband. You're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. So like, what was you expecting him to do, to like go without sex till he die?
Yes. Or
jack
like
off
you said,
till he die?
It's not even sex. It's
just the
no intimacy. Yeah.
Like, you're not getting nothing.
And that's what he said. He was like he was like, it got to the point where like they didn't even cuddle no more because she didn't want it to lead nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
So he,
but and he was like, he would try to tell her, but that can still supplement. You know what I mean? Like that can give me at least something.
Right.
And the dopest part of the whole story to me is that he still said that he said he still loves her and he still don't blame her. He said he don't blame her. He said, he wished he would have did it differently. He wished he like hadn't have, didn't start cheating and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that was super dope to me because I was thinking like, what else could you have done? You know what I'm saying? Like I say, the alternative is to literally go the rest of your life, or for however long she lives or you live. You know what I'm saying? But lacking that, like taking that out of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not fair to you or her, in my opinion.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can definitely love somebody or be in love with somebody and step out on them. Yeah. But back to the question. The question was, if sex in a marriage or in a relationship can be a chore, and by a chore, I mean like
it's something you gotta do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like even the Bible say like once you get married, your body don't belong to you.
Right.
Like his body belong to her, her body belong to him.
Well, most women ain't gonna be that kind of submissive like that. Like
so if it can be a chore, why is monogamy, in your opinion, why is monogamy pushed so hard?
I mean, it's pushed because I think most people are selfish. Like, and I don't even want to say like all women are selfish, but women can have like selfish traits, which I don't necessarily blame them for, because through life you've been trained to think of you and your feelings, and we talk about that in another episode. But I just feel like it's Hollywood, Disney and Hollywood, like they teach you like this is what it's supposed to look like. People feel like if it ain't looking like Barack and Michelle, it ain't real. Like it can't look like Bobby and Whitney. That ain't real love. But they actually loved each other. Mm-hmm. And you saw it through crack, through weed, coke, like fights, whatever. Like that was real love. You know what I'm saying? But that was the way they showed their love. Barack and Michelle is another view. Jay-Z and Beyonce is another view. Like that's how they show. Like so, you like. But the whole this monogamy thing, like, is
now to clarify, you're not saying that if you pushing for monogamy, that means you're selfish, right?
No. I'm not saying it's selfish, but
just to clarify.
No, I'm not saying it's selfish. I'm saying like if you get an understanding, you get married, you're not supposed to be cheating. Like, then that's monogamy. Like, you ain't supposed to do it. That's the rule. That's in the rule. For women to make it seem like it's a chore, which I know women can do. I've been in a relationship with a chick. I don't want to say relationship, but I guess it was a relationship though. Like, where a chick wanted to have sex like every 2 hours, like every hour, 2 hours, like, and I was wondering like, yo, you don't just want to just sit here and chill?
Mm-hmm.
But for her, she felt like if I keep sex going on with you, then you would never go out.
Mm-hmm.
So like in her mind, she used sex as a chore, and not from the monogamy, but from a keep something from happening sense. Like, so for her, she used it as a chore
or like positive reinforcement.
Bro, not even that, but like it felt used. Like it felt, you know what I'm saying? Because like the intentions, the energy, the intentions of it, how she's using sex made me feel weird. You know what I'm saying? So like now it's almost like witchcraft. It ain't even love no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm doing this so you don't think of nobody else. Like it's like you trying to like make, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was weird. Like, but the reason I don't know why women will make it a chore and then push monogamy. Like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But women will do it because they don't want their man to cheat, or they feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Not I want to do it. I'm having sex with him. I'm having sex with her because this is my job. This is a part of the chores list.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to cook. I'm supposed to clean. I'm supposed to. So your energy in the house is you doing stuff because you feel like it's a job. You're doing it because you genuinely want to. You're not having sex because you genuinely want to.
It should be out of
you
love.
Actually supposed to have. It's supposed to be genuine. You're supposed to want to have sex with your mate because you love them. Like, it's genuine. It's not because you're supposed to. It's because you want to actually do it. And like the whole choice aspect is just super like crazy. Like it's very very like very wise. Like, it's great.
I agree because if and I don't know why. Like I've talked to like women about this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I got, well, he won't know if it's a chore. He won't know that I feel that way. I'm thinking like, why do you think that? Like, what makes you think that? Right? What makes you think that men don't know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had this one girl I was talking to about it, and she was like, yeah, I don't even. No, she said I'm not even that physically attracted to him. She's right. No, she said I love him, but he's not my type physically. I'm not that physically attracted to him. But she said, they, do it on a regular, because she love him, and partly because she don't want him to try to have to go and get it nowhere else. And she was like, but he don't know that. And I asked her, I said, what makes you think he don't know that? And she was like, because he don't. Okay, you got to give me a reason. I'm like,
they don't know.
What reason what reason do you have to believe that he doesn't know that? Like he has no clue about it. Man. She was like, well, I ain't never told him that. What does that mean?
Gotta say nothing,
you know what I'm saying? I say, man, I say, listen, men aren't stupid. Like, I don't
robots,
know.
Man. I
say, listen, man, men aren't stupid. I understand that women think that men think with they privates all the time. That's not true. Some do. I agree. Some probably do, but for the most part, that's not true. Like, men have intuition too. You know what I'm saying? Like, men are able to read and see things, and understand things. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will also agree that we are probably the wrong ones most of the time.
Yeah, because most time when we have the intuition of feelings, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling.
Or how to communicate them.
Right, you know what I'm saying? We just don't know what, like, a woman will probably know. She have a good feeling, but like, oh, she's trying to be with my man, or he cheating, or like she had her feelings and she can actually like sense it and know, because a woman more in tune with her feelings. Most men are just logical, so if we feel something, we like,
yes,
what is that?
We don't think with emotion like that.
We thinking like, what is that? Maybe it's nothing. So we not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not thinking like that.
So like I say, I told her, I was like, I said, listen, I don't know your dude. I was like, but I bet you money he knows that. I said, but and so I know what she said. She was like, well, if he knew that, then he wouldn't do it all the time. And I was like, that don't even make sense. Like, why would he not do it? Because like that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense to me.
I said that makes absolutely no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, most of the time a man ain't gonna turn down that opportunity. You know what I mean? So of course he ain't gonna be like, oh, well, you only doing it because you want to. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be something different if, you know, y'all was, you know, married and, you know, like we said, like he was brave enough to bring that to you or something like that. But she was saying like they had only been together. I don't even think it was a year. It hadn't even been a year. So I'm like, this is a new relationship. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like he would have no reason to turn you down. Number one. I'm like, number two, he probably does know that, and you know, he probably just don't care. You know, or he might be, you know, getting what he want or need from somewhere else.
He might be he having sex with you, but he probably making love to somebody else. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? Right. And why would women be so arrogant to believe like they just be knowing? Like that's why they make most of their mistakes, because they feel like they know. You know what I'm saying? I know he don't know. He won't find out. He won't sense it. He won't feel it. He worried about basketball. He ain't thinking I'm having sex with him as a chore. Like, they be thinking we just have no clue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so arrogantly selfish. Like, and I bet you if he would have cheated on her, she would say, well, why you ain't take me first before you did that? Knowing she holding that secret the whole time. How you with a man that you're not even attracted to?
Exactly.
I knew a chick, man. She was with her dude for years, dealing with his bad kids and everything, and she was not physically attracted to dude. Like, she was just like, yo, she was like, P, like his body is just horrible. Like, I do it. Like, it's like he got.
Why was she with him then? Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think I asked her, but like, I think she was just like, she been in it. It's been too long, and after a while, like, you think love can make you look past what you actually desire from your man. Yeah, like, you might look past the fact that your mate might not be as physical attractive as your previous people, or as you would like them to be. Eventually, you're going to see them. Like, after a while, that love, they're going to come upon a relationship where you hit that road, that bump, where you go, love is going to drop down, and you go see your mate, and you go say,
what am I doing?
What? This who I'm with? Yeah. That's what, and when you get to that is what stuff go wrong, because you went into it thinking you could look past something that you figured was minor at first, but eventually it became a mountain, from a molehill to a mountain of a problem.
And I asked that girl, I asked her, I said, why are you with dude? I'm like, how do you even get past the point that you're not physically attracted to him? And she said that like he like had wore her down basically, like, you know what I'm saying?
Buying her stuff probably.
He had been asking her, you know, out or whatever for a while and everything, and you know, she finally said yeah, and she was like, oh, he got a real nice personality and he take good care of me and everything. She was like, but he ugly to me.
See what I'm saying?
I said your man is ugly to you. She said he's ugly, man, to me.
And I'm telling you, I guarantee that is a very often thing that happens. Oh, yeah. People are with people they are not attracted to them. They just with them because of what they do. We'll put that. That's
or what they used to be.
People fall in love with service and not love. You be with somebody because of something they doing for you. If that person stopped doing what they was doing for you, you would see who they were. Once they stop buying them Louis and Gucci bags, you gonna be like, you gonna see who they, because the Louis and Gucci ain't covering no more.
Mm-hmm.
He not buying it no more. So now you looking like, man, why am I even with this person? Like, you marry her because she can cook. Man, she is chef boy, y'all, girly. And man, she whipping up whatever you need. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is 5-star restaurant good. Let her get arthritis and cramps in her hands. She can't cook no more.
Then what?
That service that you fell in love, that you thought was love, I love, man. She cooked, she cleaned. Let her break her arms, and she can't do that no more. Or let her get tired and feel like, look, I'm tired of cooking every day. I've been cooking every day and cleaning every day for 10 years straight. I'm had to slow down. You are gonna look at that person totally different because you fell in love with the service they was providing versus who they was as a person. I guarantee. And I guarantee that's the most relationships we have. You fall in love because you thought it was love, but it was because of what somebody was doing for you. That's what it be.
So listen, let's clarify some things. Like I hope this does not seem like we are bashing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not what we're doing. That's not what we're trying to do. We are very pro woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're very pro woman. But we honest though.
Look, man. I be like Kevin. I be like Kevin Samuels, man. I be watching dude's show, man. I appreciate people who hold women accountable because I really feel like women are not held accountable for their actions. They just feel like things are just supposed to happen. Like it ain't always the man's fault. I used to argue with like I'm not gonna say argue, but like have like discussions with my kid's mom. Like we used to have discussions, like relationship discussions, and I used to be like, look, it ain't always the man's fault. Like sometimes the women do stuff, but she used to always feel like you always take up for a man, always take up for a man. I'm like, look, I'm not taking up for a man because I have a man. I try to be fair. It ain't always the dude's fault. The women be at fault, but women just feel like they just not at fault and not held accountable. And that's the same thing Kevin Samuels be saying. That's the same thing old girl Love Dorsey be saying. That's the same thing Ayanna Banzant be saying. Don't fix my life. She be knowing when a woman out of order and she be telling you, and the women be like flabbergasted, like, what you mean it was my fault? They don't be believing it's their fault. They don't be seeing it.
We got a whole episode dedicated to that, like where we go ask the question like, why does it seem so hard for a woman to apologize? Man, like it's like pulling teeth. It really is.
Man,
like
I'm telling you, I did a blind study. I said the problem is like men are irresponsible and women don't take accountability. Like that be like the clash. Like men do stuff because we're irresponsible, and women don't be holding no accountability in that thing. So
I agree.
That'd be the clash.
I have to agree.
How many times a woman tells you they sorry, flat out like,
yeah, like
sorry for what I did.
My bad, babe.
Or they come and say, well, I only did it because they trying to explain it instead of just saying, yeah, I was wrong. Like you know what I'm saying? They'll be like straight.
Like it's a. I mean, I'm 39 and I can probably count on, you know, one hand. If I can't, like, even if it's...
You got told you knew they was wrong.
Yeah. And it be sincere, too. You know what I'm saying? Like a sincere, heartfelt, like, babe, I'm sorry I was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
About it, man. Like, but even with men, like, how many times have a man ever say, man, my bad, I'm sorry, that's my fault? Like, we don't have a problem holding accountability because, like, we've been taught that you're supposed to say, hey.
As a man.
You're supposed to say sorry, but you're supposed to, like, we've been taught that, like, a woman has been taught differently. Like, they've been taught that even if you're wrong, it's probably somebody else's fault that you did that in the first place. Like, so you've been taught to, like, it's not me. I only did that because you made me do that. But if a man did that, if a man say, "Nah, I cheated because you wasn't doing something," a woman gonna be like, "No, it's because you a dog." Like, ain't no kind of, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no accountability. Like, it's you automatically are taught that it's somebody else's fault. Like, and like that's another episode though. Like,
it is.
But I'm telling you, it's super deep. I was thinking about that. I was at work one day.
Yeah.
Like, men are irresponsible. We are very irresponsible. We do stuff because we're irresponsible.
Men are irresponsible with women's feelings. That's what we irresponsible with. We
our lives there.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like as far as relationships go, like in a relationship, we are irresponsible with our mate's feelings a lot of times. You know what I mean? And I'm one of them people, like I try to apologize before, you know, I'm confronted about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you apologize because you confronted, to me, that's not no real apology. You just, like, you only apologizing because you got caught. You know what I'm saying? So I even tell my kids this, like, when things happen, I try to make them my fault. Like, I try to find a way where it's my fault because I can control me. You know what I'm saying? I can't control nobody else. I can control myself. So I feel like if I make it my fault, then I'll look and try to figure out or find out how I can make sure this doesn't happen no more. And I put the onus on me. You know what I'm saying? But all the time it's not my fault. Yes, sometimes it is, but all the time it's not. You know what I mean? So I definitely be, you know, like I say, I'm big on accountability. I have been my whole life. Like, you know, if it's on you, then it's on you. You know, and I'm gonna be honest, like when DMX passed, like I made some irresponsible comments. You know what I'm saying? Like on social media, I said some stuff I shouldn't have said. You know what I mean? Now I wasn't bashing, you know, DMX or anything. I didn't know the whole story. I was ignorant to the fact. You know what I mean? And that's why when, you know, you and Cuzzo told me the whole story, you know, I apologized. I took my comment down. I was wrong. You know what I mean? So, but I'm saying, like, but that's who I am. That's how I am. Like, if I'm wrong, I have no problem saying I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I have no problem admitting it. I have no problem taking accountability. Like I say, I'm super big on accountability. Like, if it's your fault, be man enough, be woman enough to say that it was your fault.
That's how you heal and get past stuff, man. Like, a lot of people, like, I feel like that be most women problems. Like, you've been taught to, like, not hold accountability, so, like, you don't heal because you don't genuinely feel that you did anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's no healing, there's no fix. Like, let's say you go from relationship to relationship doing the same thing, and you feeling like it ain't my fault that niggas ain't nothing. Like, it's just the niggas I'm finding. Like, nah, it's you.
Yeah.
Like you said, they treating you like that because it's you. Like,
well, it ain't your fault that you're being mistreated, but it's your fault that you're continue to pick these people that mistreat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, now after the first time, you know, maybe two
I'm
times.
talking about when it's a pattern.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about. Like,
one
or two times.
When you've been in 10 relationships and in every relationship you've been treated the same way, come on, man, you got to start looking in the mirror. Then.
At some point,
you got to start looking in the mirror.
Most women ain't go do it because they feel like it ain't me, it's you. You're the reason that you're the way you are. Like, I'm telling you. But that's nuts. We'll talk about that next time.
All right, so again, man, this is not a woman bashing episode. I hope y'all don't feel that way. That's not what this is, man. We both are pro women. Like I say, we both expressing our opinions. We expressing our feelings. Those opinions and those feelings can be wrong. If you feel like they wrong, by all means, let us know. That's what this whole episode was about. You know, kind of like responding to our viewers and some comments that we've gotten about certain things. You know, if you agree, if you disagree, however you feel, please let us know, and we will do this again. You know, when we talk about those comments. Like I said, we are both pro women. You know, I'm married. I have a daughter. You know, so you know, like I say, we ain't woman bashing, but we just telling our truths.
It's look, men have feelings, man. Like this whole thing where like men are just monsters, man. I do not like
I
it,
don't
man.
either. I don't
I
either.
really dislike women
I don't
who just feel like men are just the devil in nice clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I hate the whole men are dogs montage. Like no, the men you've dealt with were dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what those are the men that you've chosen, that you've picked. You know, like they may be dogs. You know what I mean? But all men are not dogs. All men aren't liars. All men aren't cheaters. You know, all men aren't bad people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm telling you, man, like that's the, and like Kevin Samuels say, man, it's black men. Like women view black men that way. So like other races don't do that. That's another topic for another episode though. But it's the way black men are. Like a woman can say one thing and like it is believed. Like it's you don't even need proof. Like you can just be like call smacked up some kids up at Toys R Us the other day. You're gonna for a black man, you're gonna immediately believe it because it's a black man. If let a black man say a woman did something like that, they're gonna be like, there go another black man turn out a black woman. He probably gay. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? They gonna find some way to discredit because like it's immediate, like to feel like it's to vilify. Like a man's like you is terrible, man. Like we need to really get past that, like that whole like I'm trying to break that. I don't even be caring about.
Hey, we said it in some previous episodes.
I'm trying to break the whole. I'm trying to like humanize the black man, like human, civil liberties. You know what I'm saying? Like human. Like we make mistakes. We trying to heal. Some people are trying to get better. We trying to push for change, some kind of movement of change in the view, just the view of how the black man is perceived. You know what I'm saying? Like in relationships.
Yeah, like we said it on I think more than one previous episode where we talked about like, hey, you know, our goal, our point is to tear down some of those stereotypes, like you know, to have some conversations that need to be had, to talk about some things that need to be talked about, like, hey, you know, all black men aren't this way, all black men aren't that way. You know, we are good people. You know, some of us are great fathers. You know, some of us are great husbands. Some of us are great boyfriends. Some of us are great mates. You know, some of us are great workers. You know what I mean? Like, all black men ain't what you think they are.
Right.
You know, so I would really hope that, and the same for women too, because you know, women have a bad, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's another episode. Trust me, we have an episode waiting where it's all gonna be about praising that woman. You know what I mean? Praising that woman. You know, so it works both ways. You know what I'm saying? We trying to tear down all those stereotypes.
Sure,
you know, from either side. So this was episode 7, y'all.
Lucky
episode 7. Episode 7.
This might be.
We
thought we broke before. This might be the plugging up the goose here. It might be the plugging there.
We might be doing another one of these for episode 8. You know what I'm saying?
Make 6 different episodes just responding.
Right. So, but for episode 10, y'all, we cooking up something for episode 10. It's gonna be our double-digit episode. We cooking up something for that. You know what I mean? Like we gonna have some people on for episode 10, y'all. So, like I said, this was 7. I really enjoyed this episode. You know what I mean? I'm happy we finally got to respond to some of our viewers. We'll definitely do this again.
For sure.
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to go and check out perfectvictorystl.com.
Yes. Please make sure you hit that up, man. Go down, scroll down to the link. Go to my success story store. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, look at my social media. You know what I'm saying? Book me for events, whatever you need. I'm there. If you want me to speak relationships there, you know, you book both of us. Like you can holler at me. You know what I'm saying? We would have everybody had the email and everything up for y'all to tune in. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I want to shout out.
I was just gonna say,
you know what I'm saying? Born poor, live rich, man. Shout out to rest in peace, rest in power. You know what I'm saying? Quinn, man. Like, hey, he's one of the first people who gave me a shot at walking the fashion show, man. Like, so like much love to dude, man. Like I always respected dude. I told dude many times, like, bro, like I respect you, bro. Much love to you. Like, so I always supported him. You know what I'm saying? So I always gotta make sure like I'm representing his brand. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to his wife, man, for holding it down, his legacy and everything, man.
That's what's
up.
Born
poor, BPLR, man. That's a legacy brand here in St. Louis, man, for sure.
So y'all know we try to push all the black brands.
Yeah.
PerfectVictorySTL.com. That's success story. BPL Law, RTG, Rise to Greatness, All Things Retro, Reggie, man, Reggie, doing big things. Reggie like an alderman or something, man. He be Reggie into everything,
man.
To be
president,
man, he is. Man. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Reggie, man. So like I said, All Things Retro STL.com. That's another black-owned brand. TheLowsEffect.com. That's Cuzzo, man. Go cop Cuzzo brand. PR had on one of his hoodies last episode, I think.
Yeah. Feel good, let it run off on others.
Yeah. Had on one of his. Are we forgetting anybody?
Let me shout out Wiz, man. Wiz with Think Smart.
Think Smart.
Legally Trapping, man.
Yeah. I got that jersey.
That Legally Trapping, man. That's the for real movement, man. That's another legend out here. Shout out to Kyle too, man, for Ambition. I had one of his sweatshirts on the other day, the St. Louis sweatshirt. I'm gonna make sure I get some other stuff and wear his brand too, though, man. Shout out to Kyle too, man. He doing big things too, man. Dude is a straight, for real, like a luxury brand, like, you know what I'm saying.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying. So make sure he got his own storefront right there on West Florissant.
Right behind the across from the old Utopia, right?
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
I still ain't went over there.
Yeah,
I gotta go over there, man.
Yeah, so shout out Kyle too, man. He doing big things.
Shout out to Sicko too.
Sicko, the homie Stevie.
Yeah, Stevie J, STL Stevie J, man. I got one of them Bradville, Jason Tatum hoodies. Yeah. Shout out to STL Stevie J.
Shout out on the homie Johnny too. Johnny with his brand too. He got the guy made shirts. The Wild Lie.
Oh,
the Wild Lie. I almost forgot. My bad, Johnny. Johnny with the brand Wild Lie. That brand super dope. You know what I'm saying? Super dope. Legendary STL brand. You know what I'm saying? Go to his website. I think it's Wildlife. I think the Fresh Guru, thefreshguru.com. You know what I'm saying? Check out his brand for Wildlife. He got several dope things, man. He still be selling out. I thought Reggie still be selling out fast. The homie Johnny still be selling out, man. Yeah, Johnny and Reggie, man. Johnny, Reggie, and Wiz, man. They still be like
going in an hour.
The sneakers app, like that stuff is like soon as be like 12 o'clock, 12:02, that stuff be gone. I be having to inbox him like, bro, just save me a size, but like, you know what I'm saying. So most of I had to like inbox. I can't even buy like regular people. I gotta like inbox you.
Like you go on the site, you dead. You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it.
But we go make sure we look at other people's brands too, man, and rock their stuff too. Then you know what I'm saying. Hopefully put them on, even broaden they countrywide. You know what I'm saying, fan base. And
that's what we need to do, man. I'm trying to put man. Hey, look at the credits, y'all. I'm trying to put everybody in the credits.
Man.
Put everybody in the credits. I want everybody to win. I promise you, we want everybody to win, man.
Yeah, Reggie got a new school going up, man.
Reggie got
School,
everything.
football team, basketball team. Man, dude about to open up a black house.
Call him Reggie Obama,
Reggie Obama.
Reggie Obama is.
Hey, it's crazy because I always thought about like giving back to the community, but I never knew how to go about doing it. Like I didn't know how I would want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's dope. Like, you know what I'm saying, that he had a vision. Like he made his clothing brand bigger than clothes, and like that's like the key. You know what I'm saying? Like
but this is like part of our way of giving back though too. You know, giving away game. You know what I'm saying? Giving away game. You know what I mean? Giving away game.
Man.
So again, y'all appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all next episode.
Yeah, for sure, man. Be great number 8 next time.
Great number 8.
Great number 8, man.
All right.
In-house production.